What's up, Nick? Early how? I'm late. Stream starts at 9:30. The account takeover has not started yet, though, if that's what you're asking. Let me see if I can do something very quickly. Mm-mm. I hate getting blood work done. I pass out. Not from like a fear of needles or anything. Like I don't have a problem with that, but whatever it is, when my body starts to feel like my blood is being removed from itself, I I get dizzy and I lose consciousness. There's a really funny moment when I was in the Air Force. I was going through basic training, and they take all your blood at once, like your whole flight walks down or marches down, right? And then we go into this room, and they have everybody come up one at a time. They've got like 10 chairs along a wall, with the thing that comes down, right, to keep you from passing out. And you can put your head down on it and whatever. So they're sitting there, and it's just like vial after vial after vial after vial. I mean, it must have been like 7 or 8 vials. And then they're done, and they're like, "All right, cool, you good?" And it's like, you want to be tough, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm good." And they make you stand up, and then they make you go stand with someone behind you, and then they just wait. And this guy's talking to me, and I'm just blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, I remember I was everything went black, but I remember hearing this guy say he just passed out standing up. I was like, no, I didn't. And I like came to, and I was like, no, I didn't. And they're like, he's like, no, you definitely passed out. And he's like, no, I'm fine. Like I was so adamant that I didn't pass out, and I totally did. Because at this point I was sitting on the ground because they had like lowered me down to the ground. What's up, Hyper? We'll do your account takeover in just a couple minutes, okay? I'm just knocking out all my morning login stuff real quick. I'm excited though. I'm very excited. Ooh, that's not bad. What's up, Mikolaj? How you doing? We've done HyperX's account before. Now, I could be wrong about this, but if I remember correctly, they had a very, very deep roster, but every single champion was level 50. Except for 160. Now, I could be wrong about that. I do a lot of account takeovers. I get stuff mixed up. That's what I remember. Ooh. I'm just trying to get back into gold real quick. I want to take a look at something. Um, in the next like 15 minutes or so, I really want to see if I can do Sand Devil. Well, it's 4K points for you. I don't think it's going to be 4K points for my other accounts. So for the free to play, 3,800. On the main account, it's 4,000. Silver Bullet, I'm about to do the account takeover for HyperX here. I mean, that's easy enough to do the math on, right, Hyper? So just pull up a calculator, and you say that you get 22 points per, right? How much energy is that? Like, what difficulty are you doing? I guess it doesn't matter, sorry. So 3,800 points divided by 22. That's 172 runs. That's not ideal, but it also depends on the energy, right? You were watching my vids from last night, Squibble? Oh, you may. I see. Got it. I missed the made it part. You're doing stage 12. Yeah, if you've got a Godseeker and Neri, then you should be pretty good. Just do Ninja Godseeker, and you're gonna find yourself in a good spot. So, like for example, this team, I'm not doing it at a high level on the free to play. On the free to play, I'm doing it stage 21. A little low on energy, but that's fine. So we'll turn on super raids. So this is 36 energy. We'll let that run. On the main account, I'm doing it at stage 25. This is 40 energy. It's the same team on both, so I'm not worried about it. I'm trying to rank up into gold so that I have full stats when I go in to do Sand Devil on the Ninja account. I don't think I'm going to be doing it at a high level, but the only thing I'm using my energy on right now in this game is leveling Ninja. So if I can come in and do Sand Devil, because I have it unlocked now, and put 2,800 energy for a chance to get a... I mean, the only epics that I can see that I don't want here, maybe Ashma, but even that, I mean... I don't know that that's even that bad. Like for an account that has 0 epics right now, right? Like Ashma wouldn't even be that bad. I mean, even Kellen the Shrike, I'm still getting weakened from. Ilsinia would be useful. I got decreased attack from Ilsinia, which I need. And then, of course, we'd have the opportunity that gets us closer to Mikage. We already know how good Venomage is. I know Cornelia's good. I worry that I wouldn't really use her. We all know how good Tagore is. Ultimate Gaelic is a good burner. Get a burner very early. Obviously, Allure is great. Obviously, Seeker is great. Juliana is a burner, but I don't know how well she would pair up with Ninja. Love her kit though. Like love her look. I think it's really, I really like the armor clad. I think it's really good. And Miscreated is Ally Protect, of course. Silver Bullet, if you want an account takeover, you just have to become a member, and then you can put in a request, usually through Discord. Also, if you become a member in the if you become a member of the channel today, then I will do another stream tonight. Let's see. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. You guys were typing away while I was rambling. Sorry. Okay. I need almost 4K energy for the crystals. Guess I'm skipping. I don't know about that, but we'll talk about that. We can do your account takeover here. I've also created an account for Ninja Code, and luck hit me really awesome. I've earned a newt out of 10 ancients. Congrats, George. That's awesome. So I don't spend energy unless I gotta. I disagree with that sentiment, Asaka. Let's see. I only really like the arena, except for 3v3. So you don't spend energy unless I gotta. I disagree with that. I think you should be spending your energy at the very least to get silver to level up your gear for arena, right? Decided to drop out of the fusion. Just gonna focus faction wars and finish that this week. Yeah, Tig, I'm thinking about that too. I saw only the headline. I haven't watched any videos yet. I woke up, got right on stream, but I saw the headline of a video that said his damage ain't that good. So, yeah, Ultimate Gaelic is not a good burner for an account that has no burners. I don't know where you're coming from with that. Cornelia solos a few Doom Tower and Curse. Yeah, exactly. I know Cornelia's good. I feel like she's very niche though. Look, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Isaka, there's better burners out there. This account is I don't even have an epic yet, right? Pumped for my account takeover. Become a member for the channel. Damn, I can't buy the membership from my country. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm excited to see your account too hyper more than you actually. No burners. Yeah. So Isaka, you might be new here. I apologize that that's on me. I shouldn't be assuming that you know this account. This is a brand new account. So this is my ninja account. We're on day 11. So this is my roster right here. I have got no epics as of yet. I just hit 60 with my starter champion, and I'm currently using energy just to level my ninja, who technically is a burner, but I'm talking about a full AoE HP burn for spider progress. So if we look at the kit of Ultimate Gaelic, so there's a chance for placing burns here. AoE burns. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's like I have a chance to place AoE burns for spider progress would be good. When you have nobody, when you're brand new account, he's fine. I think staff titled this video "Worst Version of Fusion of 2024." I don't think he's going to benefit me. I'm still up to par with the rares, but I'm honestly just going to give up. Yeah, like it's really rough right now. It's a really rough kind of situation. But you guys are showing up. Thank you. We got 30 people. That's one of my larger attendances. So you guys obviously want to see this account takeover. Let me get it started. Hyper, go ahead and message me your information, please. I'm going to black out my screen, guys. I am going to log out of... What accounts do I want to leave? Oh, wait, real quick. Let me finish my thought real quick. So I get 68 points for Sandevil on the free-to-play. And on the main account, I get 84 points. And apparently I get an Ancient Shard. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for points. So my point totals are pretty good. So that was 36 energy for 68 points and 40 energy for 84 points. So about 1 point per energy, a little bit over, right, on each of them. So, but I do want to finish this thought. I feel bad because I don't want to put off hyper any longer than I have to, but I do want to finish this thought because I'm curious what I can do in Sandevil here with these two guys. I'm not necessarily looking for high point totals, by the way. I'm more so looking for consistency. Yeah, I can't even do Spider 10 yet, and being able to do Spider 10 would open up a lot for me if I could do that. Alright, so how much energy did I spend there? That was 8 energy for 8 points, a point per energy. Yeah, that's not bad. It's a lot of runs, but that's I mean, that's doable for that's 2,000 energy. So that's a good bit of gems, but to guarantee an epic, right? And of course there could be a legendary in there, but to guarantee an epic, and the epics are really the worst one in there maybe is Juliana, but that's a decreased attack champion. Now I have one, right? It sure looks like your membership expired, Tig. I don't see you, you're not a green text anymore. So while I keep pushing to see how high I can go there, if we do look at the pool of champions, you know, we'll get some weakens potentially. I don't think, but see, even Loquane is part of the fusion for Mikage, right? Am I correct about that? Yeah. So even Loquane has his value. He would probably be the worst in terms of making my like improving my account, but good for long-term progression. All right, so that was 7 points on stage 2. Let's see what we can do on stage 3. Hopefully, like maybe if we can get like, you know, I don't want to go backwards in points per energy. Yeah, I probably should have Ninja wait for his A2. That's a good point. I did think about that too, because we want to get him while he's sleeping. I'm also not convinced that I have any of the accuracy needed to do anything to this guy, if I'm real. Alright, there's another 8 points there. That was 10 energy, though. So now we're negative. We're only getting, you know, 80% points per energy. Let's try to edit the team just a smidge. So, boop, nope, we want speed. And I'm just throwing this dude in there because he's all the extra I got. Let's delay. So why don't we open... Let's just open with the A1. Why not? Prioritize Hailburn. Science/second. Probably prioritize... Well, we probably want to open... Are we faster than him? I don't know. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Just to be safe, we'll open with that, and then we'll prioritize this. I think we don't use that one. There we go. We want to probably open here, and then first choice that. We don't care what this guy does. We don't really care what Spirit Host does either. Let's go ahead and call this Sand Devil for now. Satin Devil. All right. I promise I'll get to the account takeover, guys. I'm just doing a little bit of testing here. That's stage 3. That's the stage we just did. Let's do stage 4. And that stage 3 was 8 energy, and we got 8 points. So we're still on 1 point per energy total, which is good. Good, Isaac. I'm glad I helped you realize that. Yeah, as long as you're getting 1 point per energy, it's really easy to calculate, you know, how much energy you need. So, it's probably it becomes a question of resources and investment. Now, I can also use passive energy gain to do this, and I would probably do that while I'm doing the account takeover. I'm going to leave this account up. But we're going much better now. We're going much faster now with those changes I made to the kit, which is, you know, speed is key here. If we can get like 11, 12 points, I took the words right out of my mouth. So now we're getting 12 points on 10 energy. I'm actually really happy with that. Well, I don't think I can do this next stage. I think he's going to kill me here, but we're going to try it. And then, again, we're super close, guys. I'm going to start the account takeover. I haven't really played the game much yet today, so we're just getting that done. Oh, getting close here. Well, Kale's alive, though. That's a little sketch, though. That got real low. We got really low there. And that's still 12 energy. I would rather do it in the stage that was safer, right? Because I don't really care about these rewards right now. I know I'm going to make more progress later. So we'll probably stay stage 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up. We'll turn on super raids. Nah, you know what? We don't need that. Let's do that on this account, and then I'm going to say run effective resources. No. Oh, I can't. Okay, I'll have to do that later. That's fine. We'll just do multi-battles for now then and farm it that way. Let me black out my screen and log off of the main account, and then I will go ahead and open up. I need your information, Hyper. I'm sure I probably already have it in that message, but I don't want to scroll up because we've had a lot of messages. So there should be a button that says join. The join button is how you become a member. Up. And I already lost on stage 4. So we're not consistent. That's a problem. We need that consistency. I really thought we'd be more consistent than that, but I'm trying it on stage 3 now. Because even if stage 4 is 90%, that's not really good enough. Yeah, it's not the money symbol. The money symbol is how you donate. That's either a super chat or gifting memberships. If you just go to my channel, there's a join button. Let me see if I can find it here. Go to your channel, go to live. All right. Oh, you're going to hear echo. I don't want you to hear echo. All right. All right. Muted it. I say all right a lot, don't I? Eh. Join right here. You click that button. Wait, I'm covering it up with my body. What have I done? There we go. Join. What is that? Make sure I'm not covering it up on camera here. Oh, hey, helps if I share my screen. Okay. Join this button right here. Unmute it and close it out. Go to your settings from profile and you'll see a payments and memberships option there. You can renew it from there too. What would you recommend a level 35 with Trunda and Kymar focus on? It depends on what you need, right? So if you need a support champion, if you need turn meter, cooldown refresh, and that's such, then the suggestion would be Kymar, right? If you need a nuker, then the suggestion is Trunda. It just always boils down to what does your account need. And unfortunately, I don't have that answer, but that is a perfect thing for an account takeover. So if you want to get an account takeover, feel free to sign up for a membership. I am going to black my screen out again. We are going to log into this other account and begin the account takeover here. Bear with me just a moment while I get that situated. It's incredibly annoying that the red siege dot won't go away. Um, Especially for me. If you watch my content, you know I'm a red dot destroyer. I cannot stand them. I must get rid of them all. Oh, Justin, you have no idea. I am so hype for the Lady of Irith buffs. I have Lady of Irith on my main account with also having oh, what is his name? Emic. So that's two cooldown refreshers that I have that are good for my Trunda team. So I'm about to blow that up. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I don't think the buffs have come out yet. But Lady of Irith is this chick, and this ability right here is about to also refresh cooldowns by 1 turn. God damn it. Sorry, 1 second. So this ability, this is her A3, is going to refresh cooldowns by 1 turn, and then this ability will give turn meter by 50%, which it already does, but I think it's going to be a little bit oh, I think it's a full cleanse, but then there's a target, and that target, if they're fully, will get a heal, and if they're fully healed, they get turn meter. So that's a way to boost your Trunda turn meter and to refresh her cooldowns for her abilities. I'm very, very excited. Um, yes, it says she can reset anybody's cooldowns by 1 turn except for Lady of Irith. So Emic and her will be resetting each other's cooldowns, and then those cooldowns will be resetting everyone's cooldowns. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we're gonna see some. I think that's gonna be really, really good combination of the champions. So I'm very excited about that. But we are now in account takeover mode, y'all. So this is HyperX's account. He's in chat as HyperX. His account name here is Toby Chucks. But he we've done an account takeover for him before, and in the past, what we were looking at was they had a roster full like a very, very deep roster, as you can clearly see here, but everything was level 50, right? So the last time we took this over, their only 6-star was Athel. Now they have Artak 6-star. And they have Sun Wukong 6-star, right? So we're looking really good there. Still got a bunch of level 50s here, but we're making progress. We're making improvements, right? So very happy to see that. Now, a couple of things. What's up, Insidious? How you doing? So a couple of things that I want to talk about. Let's see what we got for gear here on Athel. So we're at 93% crit rate, 140 speed, and 161% crit damage. So you've got a lot of gear that's 12-star. And I know silver is kind of a problem for you, and I think it's because you're pulling yourself, you know, you're still kind of pulling yourself in a lot of directions, right? So you're trying to gear up Artak, you're trying to gear up Sun Wukong, you know, you're trying to gear everybody up. Let me show you my brand new account, okay? Hyper. The reason I'm bringing this account up is to kind of show you what I'm doing. So, again, I already have my first 60, but let's look at the gear, right? I've got 16, 16, 16, 16. Like, I've got a really good stack of gear here on my Kale, right? So my total stats, we've got 101% crit rate, 127% crit damage, and 160 speed. So when we come over to your account and we look at your starter champion, you've got 140 speed, only 93% crit rate, not that 100%. Way more crit damage though. 3,100 attack. I'm at 2,213. So with where your account should be relative to a brand new account, we want to think about that, right? We want to consider that you should probably be a little bit more developed on your account than what you are, right? So what we really want to be looking for, let's focus on the Athel. So the same way that I'm focused on my Kale, We want to be focused on your Ethel and getting her built out to do the kind of damage that we'd like to see. That means taking some of this stuff to 16. Because you're going to gain a lot more stats from that, right? You're going to gain the stuff that you really need. And there is a chance, because you need a little bit more crit rate on this girl. There is a chance that we could get a roll on some of these legendaries to be crit rate. So we also have Artak. You've got Artak in a regen set, HP percent, speed on the boots. I wouldn't. So I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. We might want to go maybe crit rate or crit damage here, but I think you're fine with crit rate. I will say this: if you're gonna rock crit rate gloves, then you want to be at 100% crit rate. If you're not going to worry about getting to 100% crit rate, which I think is fine on Artak, I think it's totally fine, I would go for just get more HP. Just get him to be more survivable. I think you have good gear. I think just stuff isn't leveled is really, kind of what it comes down to. But let's talk strategy, right? So on my free-to-play account, strategy-wise, my Kale is doing everything for me. So you should be doing that similar strategy, right, with your current 6-star. Now, I would say that Ethel is not the best starter champion. And I think you're better off now with Sun Wukong being your campaign farmer. So let's look at his stats. And I'll show you why in just 1 second. 100% crit rate, 115% crit damage, only 2k attack. Okay, that's why. We're rocking an HP percent chest plate here. So, what are we looking at for Ascension? $15 and $11, yeah. Where are you farming right now? Let's find out where you're farming. So we are in Brutal, 12-3, and you're using Ethel. Okay. So let's see how well this goes. Let's take the ninja out. I'm going to, you know what? For the sake of investigating here, I am going to take out anything that could help Ethel. Can Ethel solo this? Let's find out. Also, you have 3,000 energy. You want to be at 0 energy. You want to be spending that energy any chance you get. That's silver for you. That's levels for you. Okay. If we're under 20 seconds here, I think we're fine with Ethel as your campaign farmer for now. All right. I like how hard she hits. She's doing a decent job of campaign farming at 20 seconds. Let me show you on my free-to-play, not the ninja free-to-play, but my regular free-to-play, what Sun Wukong can do. Now, he is built a lot better than yours, but just to show you from a speed perspective how good of a campaign farmer he can be, let's take a look here. There we go. So 10 seconds there. Sorry, 9 seconds there. So I do think that Sun Wukong will eventually be a better campaign farmer for you. I'm actually really curious if we can get a little bit more attack on him. I wonder if you have probably already an attack percent chest somewhere. Priority stats, attack percent, chest. Yeah, you've got a bunch. The wrong blessing. Oh, for Ethel? You know, you get a free one, right? You get a free reset on blessings, so we could already reset and get you Phantom Touch. But let's slow down because there's so many. This is the problem I had last time I took over your account, is that you have a massive roster. You have very, very good champions in your roster. If we just look at the legendaries you have, right? We've got Mashaled, however you say that. You've got Valkyrie. Now we have Ninja. We've got Sun Wukong. We've got Artak. We've got Rathalos, right? We have all these level 50s as well. So what I want to be able, I'm so happy to have the Ninja account as a reference here because, yeah, I'll reset that for you. Let me do that now before I forget. So yeah, you always get one free refresh of your blessings, and I think you're going to be better off with Phantom Touch. That's just pure damage. So we're going to choose Phantom Touch. That's what I would go with for most of my starters. So there we go. But don't sweat that, okay? But here's another thing I want to talk about. So for masteries, right, you don't have full masteries on Athel. And I want to point this out to you. So my brand new account, right, this is how you normally run an account. So you have been, let me find the right words for this because I don't want to be insulting, but you have been inefficiently managing an account in Raid Shadow Legends for a very long time. Where are we at as far as playtime? So you're at day 266, right? So for 266 days, you've been inefficiently progressing the account. And the reason I say that is because I have full masteries on my Kale on my account that's 11 days old. How did I do that? I saved up gems. I took those gems. By the way, guys, let's be respectful in the chat. Okay? It is very nice of Hyper to let me be on his account. And a lot of players that you don't understand, a lot of players do this. Okay? So we're going to be respectful and we're going to understand you don't know what you don't know. And it's very common for players to play like this. Okay? So we're going to take a step back. We're going to pause. We're going to be respectful with any of our critiquing and our comments about this account. I'm asking that. If I need to moderate somebody to enforce this, I will. But going back into the account here. So how did I get all my masteries on the Ninja account? I did that by buying the first set of masteries for my starter champion. Now, you're kind of past that. You don't really need to do that at this point, right? So if we go back to your account, you don't really need to buy that first set of masteries, but where are we farming masteries at? So when it comes to Minotaur, you're farming on stage 13. That's perfectly fine. I bet you're probably farming it with all the champions at one time. Yeah, so what's happening here, this is a bit of a problem for you. So the reason that I buy the masteries on my starter champion, right, my Kale, with gems, and then have Kale go in and become my Minotaur farmer, right? So if you look, I'm on stage 11, and I don't know if this is going to be 100%. Do I really have to spend gems? I do. That's fine. I think it's important to show you what I do here. So, and the only way to show you is to spend gems. So this is what I run right now. This is it. Let's see this. I'm going to put it in action. It might fail. I haven't run it in a minute. But this is now how I get my masteries. Now, if you buy masteries, it's 800 gems. If you're farming at the highest level, and you're using gems to reset it, it's about 600 gems. So, as you can see, this isn't going extremely well for me, but we did recover. I could probably do one stage up, right? But this is how, so Kale is now my farmer. But if I was to bring my whole team, if I brought this, now my masteries are going all over the place. Can you level masteries of 5 champions at once? Sure you can. But now you're talking about, what, 6, 12, so 2,400 gems worth of farming over a long period of time. And if you remember from my last account takeover hyper, I want you to focus on one champion at a time. That's what I want you to focus on. One champion at a time. Now, you have a big stockpile of energy, so what you could do is come in here and say, okay, cool, Minotaur's Labyrinth, we'll do stage 13. Let me just use up all these multi-battles and pump out all these masteries. But what we really want are masteries on your Ethel first. So can Ethel solo this? Let's find out, right? I don't think that she could with her current build, but we're going to find out. Yeah, not going to happen. I can already tell. So the question I have for myself is, how do we recover from this? So your Ethel theoretically should be able to solo it. But you know who's going to be great at soloing it? And I can already tell you. And this is why we had you build Artak in the first place. So here's what I want to have happen. Should your starter champion be your best? Absolutely. But you know what? Artak is just so dang good. And I bet you Artak might be able to solo this. So let's come in here and try it. And it doesn't have to be stage 13, but let's see if Artak can solo this. We're just going to try. The reason I think Artak... okay, his accuracy is quite low. He doesn't... Or I don't think he has it. Do you have a Kale? I didn't see that if you had a Kale. Your Ethel is your only 60. So, I know that Kale can certainly do it. And your Artak's actually doing it. Look, we don't care too much about time, right? You have so much energy and so many multi-battles. You can run this overnight. So I don't care if it takes 2 minutes. As long as we can do it. Correct, but here's my priority, okay? To be clear about my priority, I only want you to start with one champion and get all of the masteries on that champion. Now, in a traditional account, you use your first 800 gems to max out the masteries on your first your first 60, right? So for me, I used 800 gems to get the masteries on Kale. Kale is now my Minnow farmer, and he's going to get me masteries on Ninja, right? He's also happens to be my campaign farmer. The difference in your case is that your roster is so deep. I mean, let's think of it as if we're starting an account, and you're starting a brand new account, and you have 10 legendaries on that brand new account. That's how we need to think about this. We can't think about it as an account that's 226 or 260 days old. We need to look at this and say, okay, this is a brand new account. So let's start over. Let's just start day one. And I think Artak is your guide because you have the gear for it. He's very easy to build. He's very easy to work with. And I think we just focus on Artak from now on. Think of Artak as your starter champion. He can be your campaign farmer. He can be your boss killer. He can be your minnow farmer. He can solo a whole bunch of content in this game right now. So I think you're better off just using Artak as your guy. for the time being. I want to look and see. Okay. Yes, I agree. That is the end goal, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that Artak can probably solo if it was properly built. So why don't we focus on the Artak here and we try to rebuild him a little bit? Let me see if we have any other HP percent. Okay. So also, I want to point something out to you. So you have 4-star boots here. They're 22 speed because they're leveled up to 12. When we go over to my free-to-play account, I also have 4-star boots. They're 35 speed. That's what, a 13 speed difference? The difference between 12 and 16 is massive for stats. So when you're keeping your boots at level 12, when you're keeping all your gear at level 12, you're just holding yourself back. So what we want to do is focus on getting the gear maxed out for one champion at a time, right? We don't want to. We're building gear for every champion, right? But let's focus on one at a time. Here, yeah, you've got, you're putting Savage, and we didn't complete Savage, by the way. I think we ran into this before. These are lifesteal, so you've got kind of a Savage build on Ninja, but then we only have 74% crit rate. Like, we've just got, everything is kind of all over the place. So what we want to do for progression's sake is, like I said, let's pretend like we start like we're a brand new account and we've got an RTAC to start with. And I think that we just focus that way. There you go, Tig, it worked. Thank you. Hey, we're going to stream tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, guys. Thanks to everybody. Say thank you to Tig for becoming a blockhead. And because of that, we do get to stream tonight. So for those of you that want to watch tonight at 9:30, we can. Well, but here's the thing. So your silver is low because you have 2,000 energy, right? And your silver is low because you have 2,000 energy and you're leveling up all this bad gear, right? Or not bad gear, but you're leveling up everything to 12. You don't have any of that gear to take something to 16, right? So, I mean, you got to understand, if we go back to my free-to-play account, right? I've got more silver than you saved up in 11 days, right? So, and I have pieces that are taken to 16 on both of them, right? I've got a lot of pieces that have been taken to 16 on both of my current champions. He's got 5 pieces that I took to 16, and my Kale has 4, right? So let's talk. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble swapping between accounts. There we go. Okay. The reason I say Artak is the guy I want to use, and you could do the same thing with Sun Wukong. You could also do the same thing with Athel, but for me, it feels like it makes more sense. Let's look at your gear. Okay. Maybe it would make more sense to do Sun Wukong. I had almost 8 million silver, splashed everything on Wukong. See, and that's the mistake. One champion at a time. That is your rule, Hyper. I'm giving you that rule. That is your homework. One champion at a time. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean everybody to 12. They're geared to 12. No, no, no. What I mean by one champion at a time, if we go to the free-to-play and you look at my Kale, 16 on everything. The banner is only 12 because it's 4-star. I'm not going to take that a 4-star banner to 16, right? Um, one champion at a time. So if you've been watching my content, and I know you do, you'll see that in yesterday's video, I built out my Georgia. Now, yes, I have way more silver on this account. I was able to do that, but I'm only building Georgia right now. I finished building Gwendolyn. Her gear just needs to be put on her. It's already leveled. You'll see we've got crit damage there, accuracy there, and then a ring. I may need to level a ring for her apparently, but regardless, one champion at a time needs to be the focus. Once you have that one champion fully built, then you move on to the next champion, and that champion is fully built. Then you move on to the next champion and the next champion. Eventually, everybody is level 60. Everybody is decked out in full level 16 gear. And now it's like, okay, well, how can I where do I improve? And then you go back and you rebuild champions and you say, well, I have better gear now because I'm farming higher dungeons. Let's go do that. Let's put that gear on this guy. Yeah, exactly what Hayden said. Hardest lesson that he had to learn 4 accounts later, one champion at a time. Now, for most accounts that are starting brand new, the first champion again is the starter champion. In your case, however, because I think Artak is so good, and you have the right gear for him, but Vodka, you've got probably 100 million silver and all the energy, plus, I don't know what kind of money that Hyper is spending, so we're just gonna try and look at it from this perspective, because I don't want to confuse him, Vodka. I don't, we can all dream to have an account like yours someday, but we need to focus, for this guy. If I start telling him, oh, it's okay to level 15 champions all at once and do all these things, it's very easy for Hyper to get pulled in many different directions. So I just absolutely love Artak. And while I wish, in fact, yeah, that one's got HP percent. Okay. I think I like the ring that you have. We'd have an HP neck. We don't have a banner for him. Sun Wukong would not have, yeah. All right. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. First, I'm going to do something. I'm going to look through your gear. All right, good. So you haven't been leveling you've been leveling some of the flat stuff. And I know there are different opinions on this that my good friend Vodka here has relayed to me. There are scenarios where flat stat stuff works, but I feel like those are more advanced scenarios that we're not ready for yet relative to your account. So I would continue to sell flat stat stuff in the bottom 3. Let's try and see what we can do with Artak. So primary stat, HP percent, chest. I think he's probably got the only good one. Yeah, because regen set on him, obviously we already saw, worked really, really well. What do we have? Take off the chest as far as speed boots goes. What do I want on him? So HP based. It's really slow though. All right, let's look at all of your regen gear, because I think we're fine doing regen. You could probably get away with lifesteal too. I mean, Tig, if you're looking to blow $200, you know, just feel free to hand that over. I'm all for it. That's a really really well priced super chat, right? Um, get that seeker accuracy. It's okay. So I think we're starting so small right now. Like we need our campaign farmer, we need our minnow farmer, we need our dungeon farmer because dungeons. What are we doing? So ice golem, you're on a 3 minute stage 13. We really want to get to stage 10 of spider. In fact, let's work on that. Who are we running in spider? We've got Artak. So why isn't this team doing good? So one thing I want to point out for you, Hyper, okay? And I'm going to say this because of something you said in chat. So in chat, you said that you also have a Kale, which you do. Great. But he's not 60. So we really want what I wanted to point out is I feel like you have too much of an emphasis on champions and less of an emphasis on um, their individual levels. So if we look at like my ninja account, we know we're going to win that. We don't need to see it finish. I actually took the top gear off my ninja and I put it on my Kale, right? Because Kale's my campaign farmer, he's my minnow farmer, he's my boss killer right now until ninja gets his 6-star. So the reason I'm bringing this up is what I want you to do is get this mindset that even a rare that's level 60 can be better than a level 50 legendary, right? So this team works great. The reason I want to get you to stage 10, let me show you this. I've talked about this on recent videos, but I want to bring this up for you to see. So because you're really lacking on accessories, so I want to bring this up for you. So this is a Yumi Loves Spider drop table. I'm going to pull up. All right, I'm not blocking the important one. So you see right here, this big blue line. So on stage 10, there's an 81% chance that you get a 5-star piece of accessory from Spider. All right. That is very, very important for you to be farming at stage 10. So this is stage 10 right now. We're already 40 seconds in, and he's at full HP. So, not looking too good right now. I'm farming on the Ninja account, the brand new account, on stage 9. So I want to be on stage 10. I can't hit it yet. I'm hoping that you can with your team. I may need to rework the team a little bit. That's what I'm thinking too, Mikolaj. I want... He only has 2 million silver, so I don't really want to rebuild the Artak, but I want to rebuild the Artak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in this really tough spot. That's why I want him to farm Spider. All right, yeah. Should be fine. I think we're going to be fine here. That's a very interesting strategy, Kenzie, about selling his 4-star or lower gear. The problem is he can't even farm stage 10 of, well, he hasn't been farming stage 10 of Spider, right? So I don't know where the other dungeons are at, but 4-star gear might be the best gear on the account right now. In fact, his Artak is in quite a bit of 4-star gear to make the regen set work, which I think is important for Artak in general. So we have to understand where the account is, like, power wise, and build relative to that. So let's pretend, like I've been saying earlier, this is a day 0 account. Let's just pretend it's day 0, but you happen to have Artak level 60 that just got magically deposited into your account, and now we have to build and use him, right? But this is stage 10. It's taking an incredibly long amount of time. Part of that is a combination of a couple of things. One, we're using counterattack. That's taking way more turns because every time a spider goes, we're counterattacking that. I just wanted to see if your existing team would work. I don't think this is a good spider team per se, and I would definitely take Valk out of it. And there you go. See, boom, a 5-star piece right out the gate. What would I use for a team here? I don't think you really even need Ninja. I'm going to put Adolin in there just in case we need a little bit of survivability. I don't know that we do. And then probably Sun Wukong there. Let me see if this goes any faster. This also might just fail, but we have plenty of energy to work with. I feel like you can get a huge sum of silver with selling the 4-star and be able to rebuild Artax, build Artak himself. Could solo a lot of the dungeons, including Fire Knight. Yeah. Curious, what stats are you selling on rings, amulets, and banners? I know normal gear, bottom row, flat stats are easy sells. Never really looked at accessory cleanse. For an accessory cleanse, really quickly, while we're waiting for that to run. For accessory cleanse, I'm going to look for attack rings with no attack substat. Right? And defense rings with no defense substat. HP rings with no HP percent substat. Stuff like that. I used to almost always sell attack next until Vodka gave me some information that you could potentially get a God tier roll and make an attack neck work very, very well. So, you know, there's some different opinions there, but I try to get the substat to match the main stat. If it doesn't, I sell it. It's just pretty easy to do a cleanse that way. Eventually, you'll get to a point, my main account has so many accessories that have matching stats that I have more than 1,400 accessories right now, so, or 1,500. So I'm having to be even more picky at this point. Now I'm just getting rid of 5-star stuff. Like, it's pretty bad, but... So obviously this is going much faster than what we just did. And let's talk about why. So Valkyrie's a great champion, but Valkyrie has her problems. Her counterattack is great when there's a boss that does an AoE hit, because then all 5 heroes will counterattack that single target. When you're facing something like this and you have all these little guys, every time one of them hits somebody, they counterattack and counterattack and counterattack and counterattack. So each one of those individual hits is now taking 2 minutes of your time. Right? Hyper, you are not even close to ever needing to do an accessory cleanse. I would not worry about that. That advice was just answering a question in chat. Yeah, banners with speed is a good way to filter it down too. Again, I also apply that same rule, banners, and then the percent stat below it would be good. So here we are, again, already we've gotten 2 5-star pieces for you on your account. Now, why is Spider a focus for me? Well, there's a tournament right now, right? There's a Spider tournament. And while you're obviously not going for the fusion, we have an Ancient Shard in there. We have resources in there, right? it is a good time to farm Spider for your account. And that's the plan. We are going to farm Spider. Here, your homework assignment, Hyper, is to farm Spider until you get 2,750 points. I want you to get this four-star chicken. And I say that because you have 2,900 energy. If you spend all of this energy just in Spider 10, you're going to get that many points, by the way. That is going to give you a massive amount of accessories. Hopefully, we get some good ones that can land on Artak or other champions of the kind. But then, you're going to also have a bunch of accessories that you can sell. You're going to have a bunch of crap accessories. You're going to have, you know, these common, uncommon, these green accessories that you can sell. And in doing so, you are going to generate yourself a whole bunch of silver. I want you to think of something. I want you to think a little bit different. So energy is a resource, right? But this is silver, right? That's 3,000 energies worth of running dungeons, and dungeons give you silver. Even if all you do is run those dungeons and don't sell anything, you're still getting silver for that energy. It's not as much, but you're still getting it. And then you could potentially go through and do a cleanse and get rid of a bunch of the lower level stuff. So that will hopefully get you the stats that you need to get your Artak where he needs to be. His accuracy is far too low. Far too low. So we want to see an accuracy banner on him if possible. Let's talk Great Hall. This is a mistake. And the reason I'm going to say that's a mistake is when we talk missions, you will eventually have missions that require you to upgrade Great Hall stuff to... I don't know if it's in here at all. But you're going to upgrade Great Hall stuff to 10. And you're going to do one of them to 10, and I think that gets you Arbiter. I guess if you're only in Bronze, I guess this makes sense. But I don't think this is a good way of doing it. For example, on my regular free-to-play account, you'll see I've got 10 in quite a few places, right? 10 or you know, I'm focusing accuracy here for this you know, right? So what you can do for you, if you're on your account, I'm not going to do it for you. I don't want to spend your resources. They're yours. Spend them how you will. But focus on getting this accuracy up for Magic champions because Artak's a Magic champion. I think he's saving shards as a recent recommendation, by the way. Kenzie, I did recommend him to start saving his shards and pulling during 2x events. So once we get that big bit of silver, this is my second time doing a count takeover for him. Once we get that big bit of silver, then we can go ahead and 6-star this stuff. Now, normally I would not recommend that you 6-star, or that you not 6-star, but you level 16 this chest plate. But I do like the build. I actually do like the build. Just because Artak is that good. Now, God, it's so difficult because what I would really like to do is like substats, speed, accuracy, HP percent, right? Like, what build would I do on my Artak? Fitting room. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, see, like, we still have a lot of 4-star stuff. And we would go equipped. Yeah, we're just really low on gear here. Like, I really can't even build a hodgepodge of stuff. I'm really looking for, like, 5-star gear. Um... Oh, give me 1 second. It's pretty common to go regen and immortal. If he had... I do want at least accuracy. Do we have any boots level 16? No. What if I take off the accuracy? I actually really like these boots. Okay, so we have that. What do we have? Primary stats, crit rate, or HP percent? Let's look at gloves and boots. I've got kind of an idea here that might be able to improve the account if I can get lucky. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I like this better. Yeah. That brings our accuracy up a little bit, too. Yeah, like Kenzie said, your account is so good with, like, your roster and everything. The problem is just that it's been mismanaged for a little bit. We just need to play catch up. So, farming on stage 10, by the way, that loot table that I showed you, that only applies for Spider. The other dungeons don't work that way. But if you can farm on stage 10, Dragon Slayer, you're at 13. What are we running for Clan Boss? Where are we in Arena? Let's talk about Arena. Silver 3. Okay, what team are you using for Arena? Let's see here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and build you a proper Arena team, because that is not a good team at all. So I do agree Sun Wukong is your best nuker. You probably need to use a second nuker too. I want your... Oh, you know what? We'll go Madame Saris just because she's there. Increase attack. But for the team. Nope. Sure, why not? And then we'll probably need a second nuker. We'll go with Ethel. She's your best built. And then what speeds are we looking at? So first, we need Stagnite going fast. 162 speed on Stagnite. Sun Wukong is 167. So Stagnite needs to be faster. Athel is 140. And we also need Mordecai to be faster. So Mordecai is 130. Brachus is for the team. Brachus gives team. On all allies? Okay, yeah. Brachus is a better choice then. I'm not familiar. I know he come. Only thing I know about him is he comes back to life and kills me. That's the only thing I know about him. So I assumed it was for himself, but there we go. All right, so that's our increased attack champion. What speed is Brachus? So Brachus is 135. So we need to speed up your Brachus, and we need to speed up your... Sorry, I said Stagnite. Madame Ceres is who we used. That's right. 147 speed on Madame Ceres, but we're 160-something speed on Sun Wukong, right? Yeah. Let's look at Madame Ceres. Let's go stats over sets. Like, I see, you know, you're going here, but you don't need that. You also have a lot of crit rate on her. Are you running crit rate gloves? Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. No, I think Madame Ceres is better for you. Madame Ceres is much, much better for you. Madame Ceres is also going to be very, very easy for us to build. Speed and accuracy is what we're looking for on Madame Ceres. And that's it, right? I feel like I could probably safely take some of these pieces to 12. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep an eye on your silver. That was fine. Right? And that was fine. Good rolls, too. So I'm just equipping these. I'm not even doing any of that. So now we have 170 accuracy, and we are quite a bit faster. All right, speed and accuracy on a helmet. What options do we have? We have Righteous Set. I wonder if we would have... Let's do Equipped. I don't know what epic that is, but I am certain that she does not need the accuracy that we're getting here. And I wonder if we have... Let's just do speed here. Do we happen to be lucky enough to have any matching sets down in the bottom? It does not look like it. All right, so speed, accuracy, subset. Oh, that's why. Let's take off the accuracy and just look for speed. So I'm looking... Hopefully we can get... I was hoping to get another piece of this gear, but let's see if we can just... I may have wasted a little bit of silver there, and I apologize. So I want... There we go. It's crit damage, though. I would like to have it be something different. Anything in speed set? And there is no speed and accuracy, right? Yeah. All right, let's look priority stats then, and let's just go for the highest amount of speed and accuracy on your account for helmets. So you got the best helmet, and then the best gloves. I want to prioritize speed then, instead of the accuracy part. So let's just look for the fastest gloves you have. Boom. Triple roll speed and defense substats. Great. Um, do you use your Demitha for anything, Hyper? Never mind. I'm actually happier with this. All right. So 169 speed now. And then we have Sun Wukong at 167. Okay. All right. So now our Madame Saris goes first. And we need Brachus to go second. So for Brachus, I'm only using Brachus as increased attack. I want to be clear about that. I'm not going to prioritize any other stats besides speed. So prioritize speed very high. Let's high set filters. I'm actually not going to use those boots. I want to save those for somebody else. I am going to use the fitting room here for you to try and hit our target speed. So, what speed, guys, did I say the Sun Wukong was? Did anybody remember? I guess I can just look again. I just didn't want to lose my place. 167. And our Madame Saris is 169. So we can go 168 on Brachus exactly. Okay. So filter, priority stats, speed, high, hide set filters, anything but boots. So, and then fitting room. Wait, did I put those boots on him? I didn't. Okay, yeah. So we want these boots. That's... I guess it doesn't matter. He can be before Madame Saris. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. A small change. Very small change. And we've got 177 speed. So now, your arena team is in the right order. So let's now modify this. And we say, Madame Saris will do Midnight Ritual first. Brachus will give increased attack first. Sun Wukong will open with that. And Ethel, we don't really need her to self-buff anymore, so we'll open with this. And let's see how well we do. We're pretty poorly built, so I'm not super optimistic here. But I want to see how well it does. Yeah, we're just too slow. But I think we might be able to beat a team like this. Yeah. All right. So this is kind of a traditional team, right? So if you look at my Ninja account, this is the Ninja account, Hyper, okay? And I go into Arena. Sorry, I really want to take this free win, and then I'll show you. But I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, right? We're just looking at this as if you're on a day one account. All right? So my team is doing the same thing that yours is doing, right? There's my decreased defense. There's my increased attack. and I have my 2 nukers doing as much damage as I can possibly do given the stats of my account right now. Now, you will get better gear, you will get better, but what I've done is basically set you up with a more consistent team. You are still going to lose the speed battle because you don't have any speed boots above level 12. If there is any piece of gear that you should have above level 12, it is speed boots. Because the difference between speed boots, when we look at level 12 speed boots, 26 speed, if you look at fully leveled up 5-star speed boots, 40 speed, right? So 26 speed to 40 speed, massive, massive difference in speed, right? And then you have things further enhancing that. You have masteries enhancing it and everything. So the one champion at a time thing is your focus. But you now have a reasonable arena team. And you're going to want to improve those champions. But don't do it yet. You need to be patient and work one champion at a time. So Artak is your first champion. We want all that gear that's currently on him to be maxed out. And that's hard for me to say because I don't necessarily want you to level up those 4-star pieces, but he's in a solo build, so you can use him as a solo champion. And I think that that's fine. So he has Rathalos, but we need to slow down. We really need to slow down because look, I can sit here and say your future team is going to be Artak, Rathalos, blah, blah, blah. Like I can throw a whole team at this man. The problem is that everyone's throwing everything at him, right? Hyper is not focused on one area and he needs to slow down and focus on that area. We need to say, okay, we need a campaign farmer that is fast and consistent. We need a dungeon runner that can solo the dungeons right now because we don't have anybody right now. I'm willing to bet. I mean, if you were to make, I wish I could play this for 2 hours. I would have this account going crazy good. I think you could get away from this. Like you could. Like these speed boots are really good for your Artak. And what I would like to see would be like HP percent. Ooh, that's interesting actually. So what if let me take these filters off. Maybe we can do a rebuild here. Let's do fitting room. What do we have in regen gear? We don't have any gauntlets in regen gear? Oh, that's just unlucky. Yeah, but to still have, I mean, he still farms. Like, he still has a bunch of 4-star gear. I agree he needs a full team of 60s. I don't think he's in a position to do that right now. If he has a full team of 60s, but they're built like this. What's up, Pi? I think that that's just going to be more confusing and harmful to his account long term. Because respectfully, Hyper doesn't understand a lot of the basics of, we've got a player here that doesn't take any piece of gear to level 16 right now. And you're going to say, oh, well, let's give him 5 60s to work with. So now he has to gear each one of them. Can't even, so we're going to have an entire 5-man team of all level 12 gear. And I don't think that that's going to cut it. I mean, we know, we've been playing the game long enough. I mean, look what he can do. So stage 13 right now is the highest dragon running. You know, I can do 9 with 160 or 10 with 160. That's geared, you know, relatively well and has war mastery. He doesn't have masteries on any of these guys. He has no full masteries on a single champion. Every single champion has like a mix, a mashup of masteries right now. So I really think that let's get one champion. It's only going to take you a couple of days. It could take you a couple hours. If I'm honest with you, if you log in here and you play, and we do Spider, like I said, you spend a bunch of energy. That's going to be a ton of silver. You're going to take that silver. You're going to level up your Artax's gear. You're going to then take Artax and you're going to go into, on Wednesday, you're going to go into the Magic Keep and you're going to get him fully ascended. And we're going to have one fully ascended, fully geared Artax. All books will be reserved in the future for Artax, so we can get these cooldowns down. I just think it makes more sense to go Artax over Ethel at this point. And it's not that I hate Ethel, even though I do. I just don't think Ethel can solo carry. I mean, Artax, even with his bad year, can already solo carry better than Ethel can. That's a good idea, Kenzie. I like that idea. Yeah, you should definitely consider. Yeah, okay. Maybe I just do that then. I don't know who I want to use. It's a problem. I agree with you that Mashal should be in all of his teams. I completely agree with that. Kind of leaning towards this for PvP because, or PvE rather, because of that increased accuracy that he's going to give you. Because accuracy is going to be a problem. Yeah, I agree. Stag would be better for PvE. But again, remember these are future goals for you. And I don't want to get distracted from the fact that in fact, what I would recommend, Hyper, I don't know what kind of time you have, and I'm not fishing for views here. I'm just being real with you. The things that I'm doing on the Ninja Block account, I would like to see you do those same things with your account. So if I'm building like the way I'm building my Kale, you'll see like, attack percent, speed boots, right? Crit rate. Like your account is on the same level of mine right now. You just have a much deeper roster. One champion at a time, right? My Kale is built to the best I can currently build any champion on this account. My Kale is built. What does that mean for me? That means that Kale can do. He's my Minotaur farmer. I haven't tested if he can do this stage. I'm testing it right now. Honestly, not looking good. Yeah, okay. Your Artak will be able to do much better than my Kale can here, but um he's my dungeon farmer, right? Take that out, put in this guy. I don't think he's in that bad a position, Justin. He has somebody that can farm reasonable dungeons, right? I don't think he needs to go back that far. And he has a plethora of speed boots. They're just all level 12. Like, he's got a bunch of them on the account. He just needs to put energy into them, that's all. Or put points into them. And to do that, he needs silver. The best way to get silver is spending your energy. I mean, it's just... the way that I got 80 million silver, and I think it's like 70 million now, but the way that I got the original 80 million silver on my free-to-play account is running dungeons overnight with passive energy gain. And I'm not going to go anywhere and say anything as advanced as that, but I've got on my main free-to-play, yeah, 60 million because I just did the artifact enhancement event. And I think that's totally fine. I think the best way to do that is to run dungeons. Don't sit on 3,000 energy. Like you're not. There's nothing you could be saving this for. You don't have enough shards to go for a fusion. You don't have enough gems to go for a fusion. You don't have enough silver to go for a fusion. So this energy should be at as low as possible. Right? I'm at my lit cap right here on the free to play. Ninja is 71. I'm always spending my energy. And you want to make sure that you're doing that, right? You really want to be spending your energy as much as possible. If you don't know what to do with the energy, throw it into a dungeon. Like if you're just the best guide that I have, the way that and there's better ways to do it, but for me, if I have a bunch of energy and I don't know where to use it, what's the current tournament? Spider tournament. Well, I'm not going for the fusion. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You don't have to go for the fusion to do this tournament. You know what I mean? And then in a couple of days, when the next tournament comes up, which will be probably I guess I have the calendar here. So when the Fire Knight tournament starts and the Ice Golem tournament starts, do those. And that way you're farming gear, you're double dipping, and you're getting extra resources from the tournament itself, and you're getting a bunch of silver while you're doing it. That's gonna solve your silver problem. You know, this is imbalanced. 2 million silver with 3,000 energy. Even if you spent all of this energy just running, let's do one. Let's do a campaign farm real quick. And that's a reasonable campaign speed. Okay. So you got 11,000 silver and another 5,000 from this. So that's 16,000 silver, right? I have two calculators open. So 16,000 silver times, let's say you do that 30 times, 480,000. And you're going to do it way more than 40 times. So even if that's the only way that you got silver, but right now, I don't think you're in a position to do that. I think you're better off farming dungeons because you also need good gear. You don't need just levels. You can level a lot of these champions. You have a great roster. You have a very deep roster. You could certainly do a lot of campaign. There's nothing stopping you from doing a lot of campaign and leveling all of these to 60, but you don't have the gear to build them out. You just don't. And I think that's where we need to kind of shift our focus to. I do think if Artak was built a little bit better, like if he had crit rate, well, he does have crit rate, but if he was full 100% crit rate and had some, HP and crit damage in this build, but this is a fine solo build. It's not great. I think Sun Wukong will eventually be a better campaign farmer. Oh, by the way, that's why your Sun Wukong wasn't doing anything. We need to fix that right away. Attack percent chest. With crit rate, crit damage. I really would have liked to see more crit rate on that, but either way. How much? What are we? We are at exactly 100% crit rate. All right. Handy dandy fitting room. Let's try this on. And are you running crit rate gloves right now? I think, right? Yeah, you're running crit rate gloves. Okay. And those are 13, so I don't think we have anything higher than that. All right, let's go crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent. And it's okay to slow him down a little relative to the rest of your team. I don't know that I want to lose 10 speed, though. Let's look at the top 3 here. I mean, this is fully leveled. I really want to use this. I'm not going to lie. All right, there we go. So 100% crit rate, 115 crit damage, 2,000 attack now. Oh, it doesn't work that way. Sorry. Okay, okay. That makes way more sense now. I feel like I'm way too slow now, though, but, I don't have 6-star boots. So I'm going to save this one as a preset. Because I don't know that you want to go with this or not. But I think this is a slightly better build. And I say that because you get 800 more attack. You're still crit rate capped. A little bit slower, which will be a little bit better for your buffers and debuffers going first. Very, very low accuracy, of course, and you get a little bit of ignored defense out of it. I think just from a nuker perspective, that's going to hit harder for you than running this HP percent chest. And I think you're running this because you may think that maybe you don't want your Sun Wukong to die. Sun Wukong can totally die. In fact, it's a strategy in some cases. Because when he dies and he comes back with 100% turn meter. So if you have a slow Wukong and say like an ultimate Death Knight in Stone Skin, and they wipe your whole team, Sun Wukong comes back to life 3 turns later, and he wipes their team because they can't kill your ultimate Death Knight, right? It's a strategy. I'm not telling you to use that. I'm saying it's okay to have a very squishy Wukong. Even in dungeons, even in clan boss, even in dragon, if your Wukong dies, he comes back to life, right? It's a free revive. So he can be super squishy, but hit really hard. And I think you're totally fine there. Vodka. We are talking to somebody that doesn't even take their gear to 16. We don't have to be so technical and throw too much stuff at them. Oh, you're talking to Kenzie. Got it. My bad. Of course, of course. But what I'm trying to reinforce into you is Hyper is that it's okay to build him squishy. There are some nukers that you may want to get like HP percent or defense percent on, even though they're attack based, because they're very squishy, right? And you may want them to have a little bit more health. Like Phoenix is a very squishy champion, so you might want him to be a little more survivable. But this is why I want to do a monthly takeover for you, Hyper, because your account is really awesome. You have great champions on it. We just need to slowly build it up. So I have 2 homework assignments for you before my next takeover. Okay? Number 1, I want full masteries on your Artak. Now, I don't care how you do it. I would recommend to save your gems, because you're only level 2 on the gem mine as well. I'd like to see that level 3 at some point. But to save your gems, you can do it in Minotaur. It's going to take you longer because you're only able to farm stage 13 right now. But get full masteries on the Artak. And I'd like to see your silver count higher. If you're able to, and I want this energy amount lower. I want you using your energy. Spend your energy. Okay? If it's a dungeon, if it's campaign, if it's farming, ascension, I want our 3 homework assignments. Full masteries, fully ascended Artak. All right? And no energy. Because I want you to spend that energy and get yourself some silver, get yourself gear, so the next account takeover I do, I can take a look at this and maybe maybe I'll have some silver to play with. I can do some work with it and fix areas. But Artak is such a good carry in this game. And I think if we can book him, build him, master him, he's going to be able to do a lot for you. One other thing I want to talk about as far as masteries. And I know I think we talked about this before, but we may not have. And I don't know, do you have the free reset still? No, you've already reset. Okay, yeah, you did the right thing here. There we go. Yeah, okay. So you know what you need to do. You want the crit rate mastery and the crit damage mastery, not the attack mastery. So why is the energy part tough? I'm curious because you have you have 900 multi battles. And I agree. Yeah, Kenzie, I don't agree with everything that Hell Hades says as far as masteries, but if you're looking for a baseline where to start, I would do that. And then you could look for different options within that and say, well, I want my Artak to do X, so I'm going to get this mastery instead of that mastery. But I wouldn't blindly go for just all of Hell Hades. I would like an answer though, a Hyper, because I am curious why you think that spending energy would be hard for you to do. I had a sudden mental reminder that I wanted to be farming. Did I say stage? Oh, stage 5 was not 100%, right? So I wanted to do stage 4. Spending energy on just dungeons for gear might not sit well with you. I will also need energy for potion keeps campaign, maybe. I'll answer that in a second, Kenzie. So I understand your sentiment there, but here's my conundrum with it, right? You need energy for potion keeps campaign. You don't need energy for campaign. I'm going to tell you that right now. You have if you were to level every single champion that you currently have at 50 to level 60, you don't have enough gear to make any of them viable. I think you have this misconception. I think you're playing this game with the incorrect mindset. You're going quantity over quality, and that is incorrect. And the way I can prove that to you is the fact that the Ninja account that I made 11 days ago is almost caught up to you. Right? And how did I do that? Quality over quantity. I have one very strong level 60 champion that can get work done in this game. So you don't need to do campaign anymore. Because if you do campaign and you end up leveling food and taking all of these guys to 60, none of them are booked. None of them are fully booked. None of them are fully mastered. None of them are perfectly geared or fully geared. You're just continuing this problem that you have on your account that you don't know that you have. And the problem is that you are spreading out resources everywhere. What is it? Jack of all trades, master of none, right? That's what you're looking at right now on your account. So the mindset that you have, like, oh, well, I don't want to spend energy. By the way, talk about energy efficiency for a second. You have 3,000 energy sitting on here, right? So what's it take to get energy? Is it 3 minutes, guys? Can someone verify, reinforce my knowledge base? Is it 3 minutes that you get one energy? 3 minutes per one energy, yeah. So, okay, so let's crunch the numbers on that a little bit. So you have on your account 124 is your max, right? 124 times 3. So every 372 minutes, you're getting full energy, right? How long have you been sitting over 124 energy that you're not gaining any energy for free? It's inefficient. So let me think about this for a second, because I'm not great at math, but 20. Yeah. So for let's do, okay, so 372 minutes per refill. I'm trying to find a way to make it make sense for you mathematically. For every, so 300 minutes, what did I say? So it was all right, so 372 divided by 60. All right, so every 6 hours that you're over 124, you're losing 124 energy every 6 hours. So sure, you're sitting at 3,000 energy. That energy is not doing anything for you. So what's the result of that? You have no silver. You have no 60s. You have no gear. Right? That's the problem that you have. The energy sits. You have nothing to show for it. Now, let's say you try it my way and you spend the 3,000 energy. You now have gear. You have silver. You may have some new food. And you're going to be gaining 124 energy every 6 hours. Over a long course of a game, that's going to be more beneficial than you sitting on 3,000 energy. It just flat out is. Not to mention, by the way, not even to mention that you're getting your daily, your weekly quest, you're getting your daily quest, your monthly right here, you're getting 200 energy. Advanced quests, you're getting 50 energy. Maybe you do all of them and get a pot. You've got your login rewards where you're going to get 500 energy or 1,000 energy in this case, right? Like you're going to get energy. Plus, you're going to get energy from the events that you're doing. It's a mindset. And I completely respect that people are entitled to play this game the way that they want. If you want to continue to play this game the way that you want to play it, that is totally fine. There is no reason for anybody to be told they have to play a game a certain way. But I want to be clear that you will continue to struggle in most aspects of the game if you don't change that mindset you have about your energy. Does that make sense, Hyper? Like, I really want to be clear that the mindset that you currently have, while valid with how you want to play the game, is incorrect towards the longevity and the type of game that this is. Because you're depriving yourself of crucial resources within the game. You are playing this game with one hand tied behind your back by limiting yourself based on an arbitrary rule that you came up with in your head that, and I'm not calling myself an expert, but the experts that trained me how to play this game, I'm now relaying that information to you. So take my advice and information however you would like to, but it makes it I'm going to be honest with you, it makes it difficult for me to want to continue to do takeovers for you. And that's not a threat. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say, well, if you don't want to listen to me, I'm not going to do takeovers. But I guess that's kind of what I'm saying, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do an account takeover for your account and give you all of this advice and then have it not to just fall on deaf ears. Because then I'm going to come back and take over the account, say all of this over again, and we're not progressing. We're not learning. We're not developing. So I would like for you to take some time and think on that. Think on how much energy you're really losing out by saving this large amount up and not spending it. Because I see this a lot. I've seen this with people that have spent hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars on their account. They've got a massive roster of these voids, but they're farming stage 18 of the dungeons. And it's just this they've got a massive roster, Sifis, Rhodos, Terras, Barish, this crazy thing. And yet they're not, they're poorly built. They're in 4-star gear. I don't want that for you. I would love to see you have an account like my free-to-play account. And you can see, I'm sitting on 0 energy. I'm in the middle of a fusion, dude. Right? I'm in the middle of a fusion. I need to do, in 3 days from now, I need to do a bunch of Fire Knight. But I'm not worried about not having energy. I'm not. Because I know that energy is going to come back to me. And I'm going to use that energy for the things that I need to do. That's where gems come in too, right? I have gems. This is my energy storage, right? Because there's a cap on this energy. So storing your energy here doesn't make sense. Store it as gems. Save your gems up, right? So when it comes time to do a fusion tournament or whatever, I'll look at the tournament. I'll go in there and I'll look at the spider tournament and I'll say, okay, I need 2,500. I'm just making up a number here. I'm sorry, I need 2,200 points to get the rare that I need. That's roughly 22 energy. So then I go into the shop, I go into the gem shop, and I buy as many energy pots as it takes to get 2,500 energy. And then I go in here, I go to Spider, and I say multi-battle go. And it will run multi-battles overnight. I come back, I log in the morning, and I have the full tournament completed. And I also have 20 million extra silver. That's an exaggeration, of course. But, you know, I don't think you can, Josh, not with this particular fusion. Unless you got the epic. If you got the epic from Summon Rush. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and log off for you, though. Let me do this. I'm going to log out of your account. I'm going to log out of all of my accounts right now. Give me a minute, guys. But the thing is, you guys farm it consistently and clear higher stages to give more points. I have to struggle with the stages, especially Fire Knight. That's why. No. What you're not understanding is that it's a point per energy ratio. You're looking at it and saying that because you can farm it at stage 20, that you're saying because I can farm it at stage 20 that I can do a fusion or whatever. It's a points per energy thing. If we go back to this loot table, Dungeons loot table. I know I'm blacked out. Let me turn that back on. So this is the Ayumi Love dungeon table, right? So look at this. Stage 20 for the tournaments is about 1 point per energy. That's what this means. Let me move myself here. Let me move myself up here. So this right here, points per energy. Tournament P/E. Stage 20 is 1.1. So we'll just say 1 energy. Or 1 point per energy. Stage 16 is 0.97. That's still almost 1 point per energy. Right? And like, even if you go here to stage 11 or stage 10, the drop off isn't that bad. It's maybe 5 more runs. So this mindset that you're never going to have enough energy to do these events, it doesn't really matter what stage of the dungeon you're doing. Again, I'll bring you back to my Ninja account. I'm bringing you to my Ninja account. I need 2,800 points. Just points, not energy. 2,800 points to get this. I've already gotten 167 points. How did I do that? I spent my energy. I'm getting 1 point per energy. I'm doing this at stage 4, but I'm getting 1 point per energy. Wait, that's not right. I'm getting zero point 0.8 points per energy. Yeah, that's more accurate. I didn't think about it. But regardless, I'm able to do this. And I'm, oh, by the way, to answer your question, Kenzie, why am I doing Sand Temple? Uh, any one of these epics would blow my account up. So, well, okay, not any one, but most of these epics would blow my account up. So that's why I'm doing it. Um, it it is in, and you're gonna see it. You are gonna see it. The next fusion that we get on the Ninja account, I'm probably gonna go for. You're gonna see it. You're just flat out gonna see. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be on stage 20. Is it more efficient? Absolutely. I'm getting currently about 1 point per energy, a little bit less than 1 point per energy. And Hyper, all the advice I'm giving you is not telling you to go for a fusion right now. I'm saying that sitting, the advice that I'm giving you is relative to the fact that you're sitting on massive amounts of energy and you're not doing anything with it. And so for every time you're over your cap of energy, you're every 6 hours you're losing energy. And I don't know how long you've been sitting on 3,000, but it's a common thing where people will sit on several thousands worth of energy and then they're not making that free energy. I'm talking about doing this fusion with this energy, not fusion, sorry, this tournament. I've got 500 energy right here. I've got 109 more energy in 6 hours. I've got energy that I'm going to get from, I guess I don't have any weeklies, but I do have, like, I could come in and actually, this is really, really easy to get. So I'm going to knock that one out right now. Tag Team Arena, one of each affinity. Very, very easy to do. A team with something from each affinity. So this team has Void. Let's throw in that. Let's throw in Spirit. And let's throw in Magic. I'm going to lose this. Okay, well, apparently I'm going to beat this Armiger. But that's 50 more energy for me. And then I have my gem count, too. And so now I'm shifting my thought, right? I'm shifting my mentality. Is one epic worth, is one good epic, potentially good epic, or legendary, worth 300 gems, right? Total. I'm willing to go in the hole on gems to get an epic from this event. Totally worth it, in my opinion. And boom, there, got some more energy, right? Now, if I was to go through and do each and every one of these, I could probably go and get a bunch of energy from here too. But am I making sense though? Like, do you understand where I'm coming from with how you spend your energy? Like, I've run into this. I've coached people and I've said, you know, oh, you need to do clan boss, and they're like, well, I don't want to join a clan. Okay, play the game how you want, but I can't help you if you don't want to, you know, do the biggest, most important area of the game to improve your account. I've got people where I'm like, you need to be gold 1 in arena because it gets you a ton of stats. And they say, well, I don't want to do PvP. Like, okay, cool. Hey, that's fine. You don't have to do PvP. But, you know, if you're going to sit in bronze 1 and take yourself out of, like, and have 0 stats, I can't help you, right? Look, I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. If the answer is yeah, I guess, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm saying that there's a certain mindset if you want to truly progress in the game. But I want to. I hate to keep pointing this out and reiterating this, but I'm not a wizard. I don't have a magic secret code that makes my character stronger than yours. It feels like Hyper, you don't believe the advice I'm giving you is correct. The the problem is I have proof. I have proof right here. I started this game with 3,000 energy. So when you start this game, you have Call of the Arbiter, right? You come in here, you get all of this energy from each one of these videos, right? So I did that. I got all that energy. And then I got all of the energy from the missions. I got all of the energy from the challenges. I had a ton of energy. No, it's not that. It's just a tough decision to make. I would like for you to think on it and approach it from a logical perspective, because I don't think it's a tough decision to make. I think sitting on 3,000 energy is a massive mistake for any account to do unless they're super end game. My main account, I'll sit on 3,000 energy because I don't need gear. I honestly do not currently have a champion that I want to level up. Lady of Aerith is, I pulled her out of the vault and I leveled her up. I skip champion training tournaments and events in fusions because I don't have anybody I want to level up right now. They're all leveled. I haven't gotten a new champion on that account that's good in a very long time. Okay? So I'll sit on my energy there. I have silver. But when I need silver, during clan versus clan on my main account, I run Spider to get silver. Or I run Sand Devil to get silver. So I understand how you feel, and you know, it feels counterintuitive. It can feel like a waste. But by not farming the dungeons, by not spending your energy, you're not improving the account, if that makes sense. You're just sitting idle. You're just sitting stagnant. The only way to get better on the account is to get better gear. Because you have all the champions that you could need right now. You cover a lot of bases. You have your decreased defense. You have your increased attack. You have your HP burns. The only thing you don't have is Hex. But eventually we'll build you have a great Hydra team already on your account. You've got Adolin, you've got Rathalos, you've got Artak. You have a great Hydra team just sitting there, but none of them have any gear at all. And it's not just getting the gear. You need silver to level up the gear. The only way to get silver in this game, other than spending money, is to run dungeons. Plain and simple. It's the only way. Not the only way. You could spend gems, but I want you to do the math on this mentally. 40 gems for 80,000 silver. That's 130 or 120 something energy for you, right? You would get way more than 80,000 silver farming the dungeons, right? So spending gems on silver is an absolute waste. You would be better off spending those same 40 gems on a whole fresh run and get your silver that way. So the things that you need to improve your account are gear and silver, and I'm telling you, spend your energy to get gear and silver, and you're saying that it's a tough decision. So that's where I'm a little like, okay, I guess. But I could keep beating this up. I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm not trying to, go crazy about this fact. I'm simply trying to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. So that's my recommendation. I will do another account takeover a month from now. I hope a lot of this mentality sinks in. I hope this really helps you improve your account. I really, really do. Um, and I hope that I didn't beat you up or pick on you or do anything to make you feel in a negative way. So thank you for letting me look at your account as well. I think that the advice I'm giving you is very important to so many people, and I think that um, I really hope that we will recover. One thing I want to say, I'm going to end with this, is in my clan we have this guy Hammerden, and I did account takeover for him the other day, and he was making a lot of similar mistakes. And in just a couple of days of following not only my recommendations, but the recommendations of Vodka and a couple of other people in chat, he has not only improved his account, but he's having more fun in the game than he has ever had. So yeah, I hope you enjoy what you do in the future of Raid. So I'm a little bit over time. I do have to go make lunch for my daughter. Um, Yeah, if you don't believe me, check out Boozer's account, like a channel. Like I'm all about people learning. I'm not selfish about subscribers or viewers or anything. Boozer, Bozer, is a great he does takeovers too. Says the same thing as me. In fact, he's more adamant about he's the reason I am saying this silver thing because he has on his free to play account, he's got like a couple 100 million silver, if not more, saved up. And when Ash, who's a content creator, asked him, how do you have so much silver? He said, I never sit on my energy. Never once. It's over 1 billion. Yeah. Yeah, it's over 1 billion. And his direct answer to ask Ash is, I never sit on energy. He uses his energy at all times. And he has 1 billion silver. What could you do on your account, Hyper, with 1 billion silver? You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. That changed my thought process. I used to save my energy. I not because I was like neglecting it, but because I was lazy. I just didn't care. I just was like, nah, I don't really want to farm a dungeon right now. I don't want to use my multi battles, whatever. It's not a big deal. The energy can sit. I don't care. And now I'm like, I go to bed and I did this last night. If you guys watched my video last night, you saw how many I've already got 414 um, of the next scrolls for Georgid. I recorded that video and uploaded it an hour later last night. He had 0 masteries. He's already almost fully mastered. We're about halfway there, I'd say, right? So, and all of this was passive energy gain. I didn't spend a single gem last night. That was all just spending this energy while I slept using RSL Helper. So, and you can see since I changed my mindset on how I level or how I use my energy, 60 million silver on this account. But all of that's going to get put on pause because on the free to play, I definitely want a chance at some of these legendaries. I wish Enda was down here. Obviously, he's not, but I wish he was. I don't think he's a Magic champion, but still. Getting a Rhodos, huge. Mishinaki would be huge. A duplicate Armands would be huge. I could cheese my way in Arena. Elva, massive support that I don't have and I definitely need. Wallmaster, great for Hydra. I don't need Hefrak at this point. Brogni, I don't need at this point, but he would pair very, very well with Wixwell. Oh, you know what? Just to put things a little bit more in, I guess, yeah, I'm what? So I'll be at 365 days in September is when I'll have this account turns a year old in September. So we're about a month away from being a year old. So this account is a little bit further by maybe we'll be generous and say 3 months ahead of you, but 3 months and, you know, all the 60s that I have, the gear I have on the stuff that Sun Wukong can do. Let's just go into arenas here. And let's just find... Oh, I need to do arena anyways. Yeah. I know I smoked this team. Yeah. All right, give me a tanky team now, please. Here we go. This is a very tanky team. Let's see how we... Well, let me give myself a cushion real quick. I don't want to get demoted back into Silver 4. I know I said I'm going to go. I'll give you guys 15... I'm streaming tonight, by the way. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be streaming tonight because we did get a new membership. We got Tig with the renewing his membership today. So thank you, Tig, for doing that. I appreciate that. So we're going to do a night stream today. This is a much tankier team. Let's see how we do. I bet you we have Stone Skin, so I'm going to take this off manual or auto. Yeah. So we'll do this. I think I need to... Alright, that's fine. We still got the Stone Skin out there. We'll do this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Let's try and steal the Stone Skin. Not so lucky. Still get the free kill there. That's funny. Alright, we'll steal two people's turn meter. She can resist it. Let's say... Let's try and kill the Cupidus if I can. Just gonna A1 here. Buying a little bit of time. Trying to reduce some turn meter. See if I can get a decreased defense. Super high resistance here. Totally fine. That's actually good for me. I want him to be dead. I'm not going to revive here. See, this is, I want to be clear about this. I'm not going to revive my Sun Wukong. He comes back, and you'll see the turn meter that he has. They do not have anybody that's about to take a turn, so there's no reason to polymorph. All right. Probably should have polymorphed. If I would have polymorphed there, I would have been able to... if I could polymorph... he's still going to come back, though. We are going to get a second turn and get him to come back. Let's see if I can steal some buffs. I still can't. Yeah. I really think I can beat this team. I really do. If I was a little bit more patient there, I can beat that team. But here's a Necrit team. I'm pretty sure I can beat this. All right, take care, Hyper. I don't think we need to polymorph. Pretty sure I can kill this guy's team a lot easier than the other team. I really want to rank up and try that team again because I think I can beat it. But yeah, that's what Sun Wukong can do. Let me see if I can find that team again. All right, I don't get to fight them again, unfortunately. But here's another tanky team. This one might beat me because of their UDK that's going to be in Stone Skin. I'm hoping my Armands can pull this off. But I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes, and then we're going to log off. So, no Stone Skin. Okay, easy peasy. We'll do that. I don't want to polymorph anybody here. We're going to place the decreased defense and Sun Wukong things. The only reason that he didn't die there is because of his passive that prevents him from taking 50% more damage than his HP. I worded that wrong, but he can't be reduced lower than... You can't do more than 50% of his HP in damage to him with one ability, so... But you can have this. I know you're gone, Hyper. I did that. I did this because I wanted to show you. You can have a Sun Wukong just like mine. You just got to do the right things. And it's way more fun when you have champions that can do that. Trust me. Did I farm campaign hard or brutal before your first level 60 on the Ninja account? So, before... this is the Ninja account. I was farming. I worked my way up. I farmed at whatever the highest stage that I could farm consistently was. When I got to Brutal, I was farming Sewers of Arnok on Brutal. And I was doing that... No, sorry, I was farming Karak Castle on Brutal, trying to get that HP chest to drop, right? Once that happened, I pushed up into Brutal to the Deadlands, and I farmed there. I like to farm either the highest possible stage that you can, or the higher of Durham Forest, Palace of Aravia, or the Deadlands. The reason being, Durham Forest will give me Spirit Host, or duplicates, right? Palace of Aravia will give me Speed Gear. And the Deadlands will give me War Maiden or duplicates. So that's where I farm until I get 12-3 Brutal, which I'm now at 100%. So you just want to do the highest possible stage you can, whether it's hard, brutal, normal, just whatever you can do with one champion, and you just keep progressing. So as that champion gets stronger, maybe you hit a milestone, right? Maybe you unlocked a new piece of gear, or you got new gear from a dungeon or something, and you're like, oh, my Kale is stronger now. Let's see what area that I can farm, right? And then you'll say, okay, my Kale can only do Catacombs stage 3. So you farm there. And then you get 800 gems, you get all his masteries. So now you have War Master, and it's like, okay, what can I do? And you progress your way up to Palace of Aravia, right? Let's say you progress up to Tilshire, but it's iffy, it's a little harder. You go back and you do Palace of Aravia because it's better affinity or whatever, you know. Yeah. Once you use those champions in the arena, you're gonna have great success. Yeah, nothing wrong with doing hard and the stage that you can. You just want to keep progressing up and doing what you can. But eventually, 12-3 Brutal is the goal. I just like those three places in particular because duplicates of these champions are potential for books for these champions, right? So you could potentially use those duplicates to book out your War Maiden. And furthermore, um, Spirit Host and War Maiden are needed to fuse Justiciar. So you're going to need duplicates of them because one of the missions is to fuse Justiciar. So you're not going to want to use the ones that you already have. So I have 2 War Maidens and I have another Spirit Host that is already in the vault, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I have a War Maiden and a Spirit Host in the vault. I need to get another Spirit Host because I would lose my Faction Guardian for Dark Elves. That's the other thing, too. If you started with Kale and you just farm up a ton of Spirit Hosts, your Kale is going to get so much stronger via the Faction Guardians. So. Try manualing, Anonymous, if you're looking to do the 2-star progression. So, for example, if I go to Nightmare and I come in here and I bring these 2 guys, right? So, see on auto, he opened with his A2 instead of his A3, right? That's not going to help you. You really want to have that A3. So now I'm going into the last stage. I have no cooldowns. We're doing single target attacks, right? So they're getting turns. Survivability is not always about being tanky. Survivability is also about denying turns. Now, obviously, that went very well for me, of course, but if I do this one and then I take it off auto, when I open up with the AoE hit, that did no damage. So, but I got the freeze mechanic, right? So there's some value there. We do that hit. Try and kill him. But yeah, don't be afraid to manual the fights. I think that that's going to help you out a bit, and it helped. Sometimes offense is the best defense. Yeah, exactly. If you can get his freeze to land, so... see, I'm on stage 2, and again, I have his freeze, and I have the big AoE, right? But now what I want to do, I don't want to Hailburn here. I want to use A1s, because that's allowing me to get cooldowns back, right? So I used A1s there. The AI won't do that, right? So we get some burns out, but now we have the big AoE nuke. That was then off cooldown. I know that revives that guy, which is fine. And then big hit here. But yeah, this is what I would do. This is how I would clear past those areas in the game. And it's not, sometimes it'll take you several runs to do it, but if you're looking to get the resources that are down there, absolutely manual it. Get yourself the 3 stars. So if you remember, I was farming Deadlands on Brutal, and none of these had stars. I think I had a few stars here, but none of these had stars, right? The moment that Kale got 60 and got masteries and got War Master and all of that, and I then put better gear on both of them. I balanced out them both in lifesteal. As soon as I did that, I just went through all of these stages with both of them and was able to clear all the way up and get the max stars on everything. So the hardest areas being Bistofus is really a pain in the dick because he'll kill you very easily, and Mortu Macabre, if he gets peril, it's kind of an RNG thing to be able to beat Mortu Macabre. So, all right. 12:25. I should have been gone about 25 minutes ago. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Tig, for becoming a member of the channel today. I will never be able to fully express how much I appreciate that. I will be streaming again tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, let's hang out. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. I will. Hope to see all of you guys tonight. And I'm going to get to recording my videos and announce that I'll be streaming tonight. Hopefully we'll get some more people to come hang out. So take care, guys. I'll see you tonight.